101 Productions invites you to take your seat in the stalls with John Gatins for the very best music from stage and screen.
We start this week's edition of Your Seat in the Stalls with a tribute to the late Robbie Coltrane, who died on the 14th of October. Born in March 1950 in Rutherglen, Scotland. Actor, comedian, writer. Best known for TV series Cracker and Tutti Frutti, and for playing Hagrid in several Harry Potter films. Here, by way of tribute to Robbie, is the main theme from Harry Potter by John Williams. a tribute to the late Robbie Coltrane. Well, thanks for joining me for the latest edition of Your Seat in the Stalls. We have all the regular features for you: the James Bond theme, Composer's Corner, the #1 film soundtrack, the birthday file, and the triple tracks, and lots of great music from stage and screen as well.
But
Let the revels begin, let the fire get started. That's Fire Incorporated there with Tonight Is What It Means to Be Young from Streets of Fire.
You're listening to Your Seat in the Stalls with John Gatons.
From Your Seat in the Stalls, it's time for this week's James Bond theme.
Like the moonraker goes in search of his dream of gold, I search for love, for someone to have and hold. I've seen your smile in 1,000 dreams. Always seems you love me. You take my unfinished life and make it complete, just like the moonraker knows his dream will come true someday. I know that you are only a kiss away. I've seen your smile in 1,000 dreams, felt your touch, and it always seems you love me. You love me.
This week's James Bond theme from Moonraker, 1979, from Shirley Bassey with the title track there.
The show is available on Amazon, Google and Spotify podcasts, on Spreaker.com and on Facebook and Twitter. Previous editions are still available.
Once in your life, you find her, someone who turns your heart around, and next thing you know, you're closing down the town. Wake up and it's still with you, even though you left her way across town. Wondering to yourself, hey, what have I found? Between the moon and New York City, I know it's crazy, but it's true. You can get caught between the moon and New York City. Best that you can do, best that you can do is fall in love. Arthur, he does as he pleases. All of his life, his master's toys, and deep
Christopher Cross there. That is Arthur's theme. And from White Mansions is John Dillon and Join Around the Flag.
The state's called its sons to its side boys. They're hoisting up the stars and the bars. We must all prepare to fight for a cause we feel is right, and join Jeff Davis from near and far. They can't understand our way of life, boys. They don't want slaves in the new territories. The knowledge that they lack is there's no cotton if there's no blacks, and that gives us the reason to secede. Come out of the meadows and plantations, come away from the shores down by the sea. Join under the flag with your musket and your bag. We gotta break ties with the North to be free. Since they got elected, there ain't no choice, boys. We showed them what we meant when something fell. And if they try to take us back or come and free the blacks, the good Lord knows we're going to give them hell. Come out of the meadows and plantations, come away from the shores down by the sea. Join under the flag with your musket and your bag. We gotta break ties with the North to be free. Yeah, come out of the meadows and plantations, come away from the shores down by the sea. Join under the flag with your musket and your bag. We gotta break ties with the North to be free. Hell, I never did like them Yankees anyhow. Always looking down their noses at us like they were something special. God damn it, this thing will be over in 10 weeks' time anyhow. We're gonna whip their ass.
Your Seat in the Stalls, the best music from stage and screen.
From Your Seat in the Stalls, it's time for this week's Composer's Corner.
Composers Corner this week featured the work of David Arnold, born in Luton in January 1962. We first of all heard the theme from Stargate, and also the theme from Independence Day.
Still to come in your seat in the stalls from 101, we have the #1 film soundtrack, the birthday feature, and the triple tracks.
Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river.
This one's for you, Artie.
Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep, and I was worrying about the way that things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning, ooh, the primary keep on burning, and we're rolling, 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 yeah, rolling on the river, rolling on the river. Said we're rolling, 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 rolling on the river, rolling on the river.
So I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day.
And I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might happen. Big wheel keep on turning, primary keep on burning, rolling, 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 yeah, rolling on the river,
Rolling on the river,
rolling, 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 yeah,
rolling on the river.
Clean a lot of plates in Memphis, y'all. Pumped a lot of tame down in New Orleans.
But I never saw the good side of the city till I used to ride on the riverboat queen.
Big wheel keep on turning, primary keep on burning, rolling, 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 rolling on the river,
Rolling on the river,
yeah, rolling, rolling on the river, rolling on the river.
From the television series Glee, that's their version of Proud Mary.
From your seat in the stalls, this is the #1 film soundtrack.
Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, and that's taken from this week's #1 film soundtrack, Thor, Love and Thunder.
You must agree that, baby, in all the time I've been by your side, I've never lost control, no matter how many times I knew you lied. Have my golden rule, gotta keep my cool, yeah, baby. You know she's gotta keep it cool. Even
like every single day. But now it's time to and listen when I say, you must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. If you think for a moment I grant you annulment, just hold up there. No way. No way. No way. There's no way. No way. No way. There's no way. There's no way. So you read a Bible verse, then I'm cursed cause I was your brother's wife. You say it's a pity cause quoting Leviticus all in the kitty list of my life. Well, Daddy, weren't you there when I gave birth to Mary? Don't remember? Daughters are so easy to forget. You're just so full of must think that I'm naive. I won't back down, won't, and no, I'll never leave. You must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. If you thought it'd be funny to send me to a nunnery, honey, there's no way. No way. No way, right? No way. That's right, boo. There's no way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Baby, there's no way. Dance it out, girls. Hey! Give it up for Maria on the drums, y'all! Yeah! You got me down on my knees. Please tell me what you think I've done wrong. Been humble, been loyal. I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you can just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain, I'll go. No, you've got nothing to say. I'm not going away. There's no way. You must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. You made me your wife, so I'll be queen till the end of my life. Oh yeah, yeah. There's no way, baby. There's no way, baby. I said no way. Ooh, baby. There's no way.
From the musical Six, that's Adriana Hicks and No Way.
You can email the show at johnInStudio101@mail.com or message and phone on 07883854656.
And today's birthday slot, we say happy 77th birthday to John Lithgow. John Lithgow, born in Rochester, New York in 1945. Yes, indeed, makes him 77. And one of the many movies he was in includes Shrek, when he did a voiceover part. And from that movie, we're going to take the track, and it's from George Benson, and this is On Broadway.
They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. gives me the blues. 'Cause how you gonna make some time when all you got is one thin dime, and one thin dime won't even shine your shoes. They say that I won't last too long on Broadway. I'll catch a Greyhound bus for home, they all say. But they're dead wrong, I know they are, 'cause I can play this here guitar, and I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. No, 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 no. I won't quit till I'm a star, 'cause I know I can now.
We said happy 77th birthday to actor John Lithgow. And from the movie Shrek, that's George Benson from the soundtrack on Broadway. And thank you for listening to me in your seat in the stalls this week. More great music still to come, so stay with me right until the end.
John Gatons plays the best music from stage and screen on your seat in the stalls.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
see, our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The morning's looking bright. And your shrink ran off to Europe and didn't even write. And your husband wants to be a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
The theme from Cheers from Gary Portnoy, where everybody knows your name.
From your seat in the stalls, it's time for this week's Triple Tracks.
Your Majesty, I have a confession. My secret I must now betray. I was not a born fool. It took work to get this way. When I was a lad, I was gloomy and sad as I was from the day I was born. When other lads giggled and gurgled and wiggled, I proudly was loudly forlorn. My friends and my family looked at me clammily, thought there was something amiss. When others found various antics hilarious, all I could manage was this. Oh, this. My father, he shouted, he needs to be clouded, his teeth on a wreath, I'll hand him. My mother, she cried as she rushed to my side, you're a brute and you don't understand him. So they sent for a witch with a terrible twitch to ask how my future impressed her. She took one look at me and cried, he? What else could he be but a jester? A jester? A jester? A funny idea, a jester. No butcher, no baker, no candlestick maker, and me with the look of a fine undertaker impressed her. As a jester? Now where could I learn any comical turn? It was not in a book on the shelf. No teacher to take me to mold me and make me a merry man, fool, or an elf. But I'm proud to recall that in no time at all, with no other recourses but my own resources, with firm application and determination, I made a fool of myself.
I bought a little gun, I learned to shoot. I bought a little horn, I learned to toot. And I can shoot and toot, ain't that cute?
I started to travel to try to unravel my mind and to find a new chance. When I got to Spain, it was suddenly plain that the field that appeared was the dance. The Spanish were clannish, but I wouldn't vanish. I learned every step they had planned. The first step of all isn't hard to recall, 'cause the first step of all is to stand, and stand, and stand, and stand, and stand, and stand, and they sometimes stand this way for days. Then they get very mad at the floor and start to stamp on it. After all of my practice, the terrible fact is, I made a fool of myself. I sadly decided that dancing as I did to sing was a thing that was surer. I found me a teacher, a crotchety creature who used to sing coloratura. She twisted my chin, pushed my diaphragm in with a poker. She vocalized me when she said it was best that I throw out my chest. You may gather that rather surprised me. I was on solid ground till I suddenly found that in Venice I was to appear. The gala locale was a choppy canal and me a high-sea gondolier. I nervously purchased the gondola lurch before the king's palazzo. As I started my song, my voice it was strong, but my stomach, I fear, was not so. No sole mio. Oh, sole. Help! When I fell overboard how His Majesty rode, and before a siesta he made me his jester, and I found out soon that to be a buffoon was a serious thing as a rule. For a jester's chief employment is to kill himself for your enjoyment, and a jester unemployed is nobody's fool.
Now comes the first movement. Presto vivace, argumento molto, contabile molto, chocolo molto. And we have the first theme, which is naturally played on the first fiddle. Bing, 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 bing. This represents a young girl which is living with her wicked guardian, who is a French horn. Poro, poro, poro. Now this young girl, bing, 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 who is a beautiful girl. Bing, 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 bing. And her wicked guardian, live all alone on a farm, and all she has for company are a hen and a dog and an nanny goat. At this point in the symphony, along comes a handsome young trumpet. And when he clasps his eyes on this young girl, his heart goes. This is Czechoslovakian for thumping. And he gets so excited that he has a solo passage. Which brings us to the second movement, where the fiddle is happy, and the trumpet is happy. And suddenly out stalks the French horn. The little fiddle is so putrefied, her bridge falls out. And the trumpet says, but the French horn is very objectionable to this. When the trumpet blows his top, shut up! Now I know who you are. You are not the French horn at all. That poro had me fooled for a while, but gave you away. You are a German glockenspiel in disguise, beyond a doubt, wanted by the police for drowning 12 little fiddles out. The glockenspiel tries to escape to his flat, but the animals are too sharp for him. Ow! Ow! In the leg! Ow! In the neck! Ow! In the face! Ow! In the other place! The glockenspiel is tapped, his escape they are foiling, so he jumps into a kettle drum, which is boiling. Boiling! Hooray, the bad old glockenspiel is dead. Happy little fiddle trumpet wed.
You're listening to Your Seat in the Stalls with John Gatons.
There once was an ugly duckling with feathers all stubby and brown, and the other birds in so many words said, "Get out of town. Get out. Get out. Get out of town." And he went with a quack and a waddle and a quack in a flurry of eider down. That poor little ugly duckling went wandering far and near, but at every place they said to his face, "Now, get out of here. Get out. Get out. Get out of here." And he went with a quack and a waddle and a quack and a very unhappy tear. All through the winter time he hid himself away, ashamed to show his face, afraid of what others might say. all through the winter in his lonely clump of weed, till a flock of swans spied him there and very soon agreed, "You're a very fine swan indeed." A swan? Me a swan? Ah, go on. And he said, "Yes, you're a swan. Take a look at yourself in the lake and you'll see." And he looked, and he saw, and he said, "I am a swan. Whee! I'm not such an ugly duckling, no feathers, all stubby and brown. For in fact these birds in so many words said, the best in town. The best, the best, the best in town. Not a quack, not a quack, not a waddle or a quack, but a glide and a whistle and a snowy white back, and a head sewn oval and a heart. Say, who's an ugly duckling? Not I. Not I.
Triple tracks this week featured films of Danny Kaye. First of all, from The Court Jester, you heard The Maladjusted Jester. Then from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, you heard Symphony for Unstrung Tongue. And lastly there, from Hans Christian Andersen, you heard The Ugly Duckling. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show and can join me again next week for another edition of Your Seat in the Stalls. In the meantime, I'll leave you with the Beatles and Help.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help! When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and open up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Now my life has changed in so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I've had to change my mind and open up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Help me, help me.
Your Seat in the Stalls is a 101 production.